Hello, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday night, 9 o'clock UK time, to a Google Hangout with our special guest, Tammy Morrison, all the way from Tennessee in the USA. I'm based in the UK, in a little town called Stevenage, and tonight the topic is, how can I build a Karatbars business? So guys and ladies and gentlemen, if you're on this call and having a listen, and you're looking to start a business from home, you're looking for a team who cares about your success, you're looking for a business that you can start part-time, you're looking for a business that you can do online, you're looking for a home-based business, then Karatbars can be your vehicle to create freedom for yourself. Tammy is a leader in the Karatbars business, and Tammy's got a wealth of experience. She's going to share with you some tips and nuggets on what the Karatbars business is about, a bit of the background on the business, and also how you can get started today or tonight, depending on where you are in the world. And Tammy, I'm going to hand it over to you. Thank you so much for helping us do this every Tuesday night. You are a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm trying to wrangle 3 dogs, 2 bulldogs, and a 9-year-old. So I'm trying to get everybody out of the way so I can do this.
That's all right.
Sitting in my outdoor office and having a blast out here. Sorry if you hear the sirens and maybe some cars coming by. I do not live in a bad neighborhood. That is a fire truck. So I don't think I live in a bad neighborhood. But welcome everyone to tonight's hangout. It's actually 3 o'clock in the afternoon for me. So I'm very excited to be here with all of you. Just a little background on Karatbars and what we're all about for those of you that are not involved in the business. And if you have somebody that invited you to this hangout, such as David or anyone here on the call, you need to call them after the call or send them an email or a text and say, thank you for thinking enough of me to put me on that, because now, I can see what you guys are doing. I do a webinar every Tuesday morning, my time, at 11 a.m. And, we talk a lot about Karatbars is not just one of those fly-by-night companies that comes along on the internet, something that pops up in your inbox and you go, oh, well, that looks good because I only have to start for $10 and I'm going to cycle 900 times because I paid my $10 and I don't have to do anything. Those programs are a dime a dozen. They don't work. I've been in 13 different companies. Now, all the companies I were considered legitimate good companies, and I made some money in some and no money in others and lost money in some, but I never had any kind of success at all till Karatbars. And Karatbars is my 13th company, so that's my lucky number. It's always been my lucky number, which is the crazy thing. Everybody thinks it's unlucky, but it's not. But Karatbars International was started, we actually launched here in the United States in 2011. This is the brainchild of Mr. Harold Seitz. He has vision beyond anything I've ever dreamed of having. His thoughts are always 5, 10, 15, 20 years in the future, not as in the case of most other business owners who are thinking about how am I going to make the payroll next week or thinking about next week or next month or next year. He's thinking way in the future. So the things that you see being implemented into Karatbars today are the things that he thought about 5 years ago. So that's what makes this so exciting to be a part of. But he originally started this company because he saw what was going on, that most people do not have a savings account at all. And the people that do have about $500 in their savings account. So, let your washer and dryer go out. That'll take care of your savings account, just the washer or just the dryer. So you're going to have to figure out, he wanted to figure out a way how to help people save money, but not in paper money because it's losing value every day. I'm going to take a dollar bill out of your pocket, light it on fire, throw it in the toilet. That's what you get. That's about all it's worth. So he came up with this brainchild of an idea is let's take good quality 999.9 24-karat gold bullion, which has only been reserved for the rich until now. Let's get it from a LBMA accredited refinery, which there's only about 55 or so of those out of the thousands of refineries in the world. And then let's put it into a credit card size so we can actually carry it around with us. And hey, let's go a bit further and let's actually get the Karatbars logo imprinted into the gold. So you never have to worry about the authenticity of it. So, and this is something we just started doing. We did have the hologram before, but the Karatbars logo imprinted into the gold makes it even better. And that's what's so exciting about you know, Karatbars in general, is we're always moving forward, moving forward. We just came up with our new website. It is, it's sleek, it's user-friendly. I love it. And, you know, it's karatbars.com for those of you that don't know, you know, or not a part of Karatbars. But it's very, very nice the way they did it, and I'm just, you know, excited to show it to people, because the other one was, yeah, it was okay, and it functioned, and I wasn't really worried about the new website coming out. But then when it came out, I was like, wow, this is so much better. But, you know, as far as building a Karatbars business, you know, when you first start your business with Karatbars, you are the boss. Okay, you are an independent owner, independent affiliate of Karatbars International. You own your own Karatbars affiliation. So I like to think of it as just as if you were starting a sales business, any type of business in the world. Let's say you were going to go out and sell widgets, okay? You'd go out and find the best 2 widget salespeople that you could find, right? So that's what you want to do with Karatbars, is you want to go out and you want to find 2 people that have 3 things, and 3 things only. Dreams, okay? And their dreams better be keeping them up at night, or their dreams aren't big enough. They need to have desire. They need to want to make a change in their life, and they need to have determination. Not they get 2 no's and say, oh, this doesn't work. Okay, because we have to be consistent and diligent in our approach to people, because some people are going to get it and some people are not going to get it. But I can tell you right now, the people that do get it are the most intelligent people on earth, because look who's sitting here on this panel. Oh my gosh. I mean, look. So the people that do get it are the most intelligent. So don't have what I call a chicken list, okay? Don't have a list of people that you're afraid to call because you're afraid they'll say no. Because the most intelligent ones, doctors and lawyers, we had a meeting Tuesday night in Smyrna, Tennessee, which is about 30-45 minutes from me. And we asked all of the pastors in the room to stand up. Half the room stood up. And then we asked all the doctors to stand up. And a third of the room stood up. And I've never been in a meeting like that, where the people there were just intelligent, focused individuals that really knew what they wanted. We have one guy, and he's a chiropractor, and he's a specialized chiropractor. And we were at another meeting, and he said, you know, I spent $200,000 in 10 years of my life getting to where I am. And he said, with Karatbars, I spent $2,000 in 5 minutes, and I'll make more with Karatbars this year than I will make as a chiropractor. So that is just something that's amazing to me, that people are out there building their business like that. But just, you know, just like I said, find your 2 people. And we have a power leg building strategy. Do you want me to touch on that, David? Okay. This strategy was introduced to me by some people that have been 7-figure earners in other companies. So, you know, I tend to listen to what the people say that are making money. You know, my mom always said, do you watch what the rich people are doing and just do more of that. So, you know, when they came up with this strategy, it really kind of ticked me off. And it ticked me off because I didn't think of it first, you know, because it was such an awesome strategy. But what they do is they have what's called a community leg, and then they have a pay leg, if you will, or it becomes your community leg. So let's say that I sign up David, okay? David comes into our organization, and David is on my left side. Well, David has to place either 2 or 3 people into the power leg, which is the one that he came into, before he starts his power leg. And so what's going to happen is, let's use the number 3 just for sake of argument, because I can add by 3s. I can add by 2s too. Even though I'm blonde, I can do both. So let's say David comes in, and his first 3 customer, or their first 3 affiliates come in the power leg. They each buy a package, right? Well, then each 3 of those customers, and then David goes off over here to build his power leg. So we've got one going down here, David's here, and he's building his power leg down this way. So those 3 people that David brought in, they each bring in 3 people. Okay, there's 9 people. Then those 9 people have to each bring in 3 people. There's 81 people. Then those 8, is that right? Maybe I can add, or is that 27 people? Then those 27 people have to bring in 3 people. That's 81 people. And it just keeps going and going and going. All of a sudden, your power leg's in China, and you're still in the UK. So that's awesome. But then you started building your other power leg. So you bring in Malcolm, okay? Malcolm puts 3 people on the power leg, And then he starts his own power leg. So then those 3 people that he put there has to put 3 people in, which benefits Malcolm, benefits you, benefits everybody in the upline. But everything everybody does benefits each other. So everybody's creating units on one side, and then they start creating units on the other side. And then the next thing you know, that leg's gone to China. So you do the same thing with your right side. It's working, and people are making money where they've never made any money before in any company. And now that they've got this strategy, under wraps, and if you go to caratgoldmine.com, there's a recorded call on it. You can actually listen to it from the comfort of your own computer. You don't have to dial a number, but it's caratgoldmine.com under recorded calls. It should be one there called the Power Leg Strategy. You can also go into tools and tips, and there's some things in there about the Power Leg Strategy as well. But this is a group of individuals that aren't even on our team that have reached out and said, we want everyone in Karatbars to be successful, so we're going to provide you with the tools and everything that you need to make sure that you are successful. And the Skype room is alive and happy, and everybody's making money, and I see people in there from all teams, because I'm in like 20 Skype rooms. So I see people that they're in this Skype room that have nothing to do with this team, but they're engaging with this team, and they're getting on their calls, and they're getting out what Nadine calls the witch's broom. I think it's facing your fears, getting out the witch's broom. Because, a lot of times, we're like, we don't want to talk to people about Karatbars because they're going to go, oh, that's just another one of them things. This is not another one of them things. Or as we say in Tennessee, this ain't another one of them things. Okay? This is real. This is so good. This is so much fun, because all we do in Karatbars is 2 things. We make money and we save money. And I don't know anybody in the world that says, I don't want to make any more money, or I don't think I should save money. Well, we're teaching people how to save money the correct way, not by those little currency bills that you carry around that aren't worth the paper they're printed on, but in real money, which is gold. So the secret to building your Karatbars business is, A, get started. If you haven't gotten your free account, go ahead and get yourself positioned to get your free account. Upload your KYC documents, which is know your customer. You got to upload a driver's license or a passport. That way we know that you're not a drug dealer, a terrorist, or a tree. Okay? And then we need to upload a utility bill with your name and address on it, because we're going to be shipping you gold. Okay? And we don't want to ship it to your neighbor. We need to know that you live where you say you live, because that's there to protect you and also to protect Karatbars, to make sure we're getting it to the right person. Because we don't want your neighbors down the road going, hey, I got gold. They're out dancing in the street. They're not going to give it to you. They're like, no, this is my gold. They delivered it to my house. So that's why we have that in place. But and then you want to decide which business package you want to start at. Okay? And people are saying, why do I got to spend money to make money with Karatbars? Okay, have you ever in your life had not to have to spend a little money to make money? Even if you go out and get a job, you still got to buy maybe a certain wardrobe. You still have to drive to work. You still have to pay somebody to take care of the kids. There's certain expenses that come along with any job, whether you're self-employed, which we are, or whether you have a job. And, having a job is never going to make you wealthy. Having a job is going to make somebody else wealthy, but it'll never make you wealthy. So why not have your own job? And I'm not saying start out and do this full time. Keep doing what you're doing. Devote as much time as you can to this. I say when people join Karatbars, they get Karatbars fever. I came back to Karatbars in June of 2013. I didn't sleep for like a year, maybe 2 hours a night. I lost 35 pounds. I wasn't eating. I would forget. I was like, oh, wait, I'm supposed to eat. But it's just one of those things that just takes a hold of you. And once you get it and you truly understand what we're doing and how we're trying to change the world, then you'll be like I am, like David is, like Cody is, like Jacob is, like Malcolm is, like everybody on this call and this panel are, you'll understand what we're doing, because this is not just some fly-by-night company that's going to be here today and gone tomorrow. This is something that you can work for the rest of your life. I know I'm going to work it for the rest of my life, and it's not something that I have to worry about, is it going to close down tomorrow? We just moved to a building 10 times the size of what we had, so I think we're pretty safe there. But it's just an exciting opportunity. I'm glad to share it with you guys, and I'm so honored and happy to be here with you every Tuesday, David. So with that being said, do you want to open it up for Q&A?
Thank you, Tammy. That was great. I tell you, you are on fire tonight.
Yes.
Well done. That was excellent. That was great. You know, for all the listeners out there, please, if you've got any questions, pop some questions down there in the chat box, and we'll get them answered. And now you've got a great overview. Let's open up the panel. Who wants to pop out first and ask Tammy a question?
No, I'm not a real blonde.
Okay. I don't. Maybe I start. Jakub here. I don't have a question. What I want to say is about the new website.
Mm-hmm.
I was the same in many companies, and every time they changed the website was for worse, really. And when I heard Karatbars is changing website, I was like, oh my god, no. But when I went in, it was like, wow, this is good. You know, no one likes changes, but that change it is sleek. It's really, really user friendly and done very, very well. And I'm really, really impressed on that. It's the first time in my life I met a company that changed the website for better. Because always when they change, there is something like, especially the back office. Really, really good. Yeah. And you can find your way around without listening to video explaining how to find things. And that's very important.
Okay, can you send me that link? Because I need to send it to some people. I have a group of people that only speak a language that probably less than 1,000 people speak. And you should have seen me trying to do a meeting at their house because they wanted me to say a sentence and stop so they can translate. And you know me, I don't stop talking. So for me to say a sentence and stop, it was almost impossible. But she said the other day that it was confusing. She couldn't find anything. I said, everything's in the same exact place it was. It just looks prettier, and it's easier to navigate. So I was very proud. I know that we have been talking about this new website for a while, and people expected it before it actually came to be.
Right.
But the one thing I know about Mr. Seitz is he is not going to put something out there that's not perfect, and there's probably some imperfections in it. I got to find them, but I'm not really looking. But he wanted to be sure that this was absolutely perfect before we actually released it, and I think that people are very, very pleased with the results. So
it's very nice and very professional website. That's what I must say. Because sometimes those, when you look, it's like, who designed that? Kid or something? It's just like, it's not the business. And this website is really proper professional business. And really, hats off to the designer team that did that website. It's really, really cool website.
Well, you're very welcome, Jay. I'm just kidding.
Hi, Tammy.
You'll get a big laugh out of that one. Hi, Malcolm.
Hi, Tammy. Just agree everything Jacob said about the website. It just looks so professional. It makes such a difference. It's a pleasure now to show it to everybody, and I've been sending it to everyone. Said, just look at this. If you've got any doubts, just look at it.
Right.
My sort of question, if I may, to you is, I agree totally with what you say about the dreams, desire, and determination. But besides that, what's the best tip you've got for us for new people who really want to make it?
A tip for them or a tip to talk to people?
Could be both.
Okay. Here's my sponsor is Cheryl Ann Gober, who is she was chosen by corporate to launch this in the United States and Canada. And her husband's name is Britt Gober. Okay. Britt was introduced to a business, and he was going to buy this business from this person, but he told him he absolutely hated it. He didn't like it at all. So he said, well, let's do this, this, and this. And it was a security business, and people were charging $500 and $600 to put a security system in your house, right? So he says, what if we put it in for free and charge them $29.95 a month? And they said, well, that'll never work. And he goes, let's try it and see. Yeah. They put in more security systems than anybody in the world. He ended up in the ADT Hall of Fame because of it, and was very, very successful at that. His his main business phrase when he talks to anybody that wants to work with him, this is something he lives and dies by, is the person that talks to the most people wins.
Yeah.
So my idea is do not keep this a secret. Don't be a secret agent. Go out and talk to people, because you never know what people are going through. You know, there may be a doctor. Cody, was it you I was talking to the other day? I said I had to go see my doctor or something. I said I felt sorry for him because I made more money than he did, and I didn't have to work nearly as hard. I didn't have to be on call 24 hours a day. I didn't have to go deliver babies in the middle of the night. I can actually just hang out at the house and work and not have to worry about somebody calling me saying, hey, you got to drive downtown and deliver a baby. But no, I'm not having a baby. Anybody's worried about that. But the thing about it is you never know. We've got an affiliate right now, Brian Cromley, who's in the hospital. He was actually here in Nashville on Tuesday, and I was so afraid that I'd taken him out to eat at this little dive before we got on the plane. I was so afraid that what I'd taken him to eat made him sick, but that wasn't it at all, thank goodness. But he's in the hospital, and he's already got 2 doctors and 2 nurses signed up. So don't be afraid to talk to anybody. Doesn't matter where they are. Cody has the 3 feet rule. I was with him for 2 days in Kansas, and people started walking around him. But you've got to open your mouth. That's the whole thing. And people say, well, what's your best online marketing tool? I don't have one. I've got a landing page, but I'm not even really sure how that works. I think that people go there and put in their information, and I get an email. But that's where I tell people to start. But then I tell them, once you look at it, call me. Let's talk. Let's build that relationship. And I think it's really important not to focus on the business, but to focus on the relationship, because people really don't care what you're doing, right, Cody? They care why you're doing it. And I want Cody to speak a little bit when he comes on about the reverse selling. And I think that would really be beneficial to a lot of people that are listening on how we should be talking about Karatbars. We don't sell anything with Karatbars at all. We only give advice, and we inform people that they should be trading their paper money into gold. So we educate, we inform, we advise to a certain extent, and we care. Those are the things that we do. And I think if everybody stuck to those principles instead of trying to beat down the bushes and what I call regurgitate information on everybody that they see, don't just come up with a little 2-minute elevator speech about, and Cody will go over this, why you do it, how you do it, and who you are. Yeah. I think it's how it is. Why, how, who. Anyway, so it's just reverse selling, and he has a great video, a 20-minute video that's well worth watching. So okay. I'm going to let him take the tail end of that question.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
Yes.
Well, my name's Cody Ash. Yeah, Tammy, that was really excellent information, by the way. Always spot on. Always spot on. Real quick, right before I get into the why, I'd like to just add my little 2 cents about the website. I'm an IT guy by trade, for those of you who don't know, and I can honestly tell you they did one heck of a job on the website. I'm very proud, to see that level of work. It's very clean, very usable. All the functionalities there, it's really incredible. So coming from an IT guy, I'm impressed. So, but yeah, getting back, to what Tammy was saying, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And there's so many different prime examples, that I could go over with you that would, show exactly how that works and why it does work. And in reality, people don't care as much about the vehicle as much as they care about the people that they're going to work with. And can you identify with them? Can you work with them? Is it somebody that you're going to get along with, kind of thing? I mean, there's, the why is so important. Whenever you identify with somebody's why, if somebody has got a sick mother, or if they are, if they have a sister, that's needing college money, or just whatever the case may be, you identify with their why and you connect with them on that level, and then you're speaking to their heart and not just to a wallet, and which is more important, because we're out here to develop relationships, And that's what builds strong bonds, and it's lifelong friends. I mean, I'm set up here, and Dave and Jacob and Malcolm and Tammy, and I have got the best friends ever. You know, so
we're nowhere close to each other.
no. I'm in Kansas. You know, Tammy's in Tennessee. These guys here and stuff are in the UK, and Jacob, you're from Poland, right? Oh, he's muted.
Yeah. Yes, I'm from Poland, but I live in UK.
Yeah, from Poland in the UK. Well, see, I mean, that just goes to show there's all walks of life, you know, in Karatbars. I mean, we're literally scattered all over the globe. And being the fact that we're in 123 countries, I mean, really, the world is our playground. I mean, there's, whenever it really comes down to it, you know, but the fact of the matter is that Karatbars doesn't hurt anybody. You know, it's just exchanging worthless fiat paper for real money, which is gold money. And that's a smart idea for anybody. That's why, yes, I have a 3-foot rule. If you come within 3 foot of me, you're going to hear about Karatbars in some way, form, or fashion. We may start off talking about spaghetti, but we will end up talking about Karatbars. You can about guarantee it. It's changed so many lives on the business aspect side of things that it's I've seen lots of different programs, lots of different opportunities. Nothing compares to this by a long shot. You know, I don't have a garage full of vitamins, pills, potions, and lotions, you know, that I have to, you know, that I can't even pawn off on my friends or can't pawn off on anybody. You know, if you lined up 100 people down the street and you ask any one of them, you know, is there anybody that doesn't want a garage full of gold? I don't think you'd see any hands raised, because gold's been a store of value, you know, for 5,000 years. So there's lots of history and lots of training on it, you know. But getting real quick to take a little back step here, it is the why, the how, and then the what. Most advertisers, whenever they advertise, they start with the what, and then they talk about how their stuff is cooler, and then, you know, well, do you want to buy one? Apple, TiVo. I need to post that link to that video here in the chat so everybody can see it. It's amazing 8-minute video. Yeah, and I think I'll do that. Therefore, it'll be new, fresh material for people. So, but yeah, that's spot on information, Tammy. You are an amazing lady, and we are very blessed to have you in our lives.
Aw, you're gonna make me cry.
Cody, just to say thank you, because as you know, I've seen that video. It's absolutely brilliant, and I've used it in lots of different ways, and it just works. It does work. Starting with the why works every time.
Going with the why. And, you know, I ask people, one of the questions that I ask people when, you know, they're, you know, I'm just kind of talking to them, I said, you know, if I told you I had a safe out of my car and you couldn't open it for 10 years, would you rather open it up in 10 years and find $100,000 or $100,000 or $100,000 in gold? And their answer is always the same. I mean, anybody that says $100,000, if they say $100,000, I'm going to say, do you really think that $100,000 today is going to be worth $100,000 in 10 years? And if they say yes, then I move on because I'm dealing with someone who's been living under a rock. Okay? So if they say gold, which most people do, 99.9% of the people are going to say gold, then I progress the conversation along with that. Well, what if I can show you how in 10 years, or maybe much, much, much less, maybe in a year, depending on how hard you're willing to work, you could have your own safe full of gold, and it wouldn't cost you a penny out of pocket. I have a safe full of gold, and I've never paid for a gram of gold out of my own pocket. I've paid for it out of my efforts. And that's what makes this company so great is, you know, people are like, well, you know, they talk about the price. Well, first of all, our gold is in the class by itself. There's only 3 other companies that sell the type of gold we have, and now actually 0 other companies, because they all have the security hologram, but we've actually got the logo embedded into the ingot, which is never been done. And so we are certainly in a class by ourselves now. So, you know, people talk about cost. I'm like, okay, I went to public school, and free is a good price. You know? If I can get the gold for just my efforts, that's a really, really good price. And so, but they're not comparing apples to apples. They're comparing a gram of gold that you can buy, but in order to resell it, you have to have it melted down and then prove it is what it says it is. With Karatbars, you never, ever, ever have to prove the authenticity of that gold. And that's what makes us head and shoulders above everybody else, bar none, the greatest business in the planet. And I will never, ever regret saying that. I will never back down from saying that. This is the greatest business ever. It has completely turned my life around. It has given me the opportunity to support my family in a way I never dreamed possible. It's given me the opportunity to stay at home. You know, I get to cook dinner every night. I get to, you know, do homework every night. Wait a minute, maybe I did. This is not a good trade-off. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm actually able to be home with my child and get her on the school bus in the morning, or drive her to school, or make sure she has her breakfast. You know, all of those things that you know, stay-at-home moms do. But I work, you know, and while she's gone to school, I'm working. You know, and that's what's so wonderful about this business is I get to choose my life. I get to rule my life. And I get to live my life out loud and on purpose, and that's what I do.
Well, Tammy and the panel, Cody, Jacob, Malcolm, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Tammy, for coming out every Tuesday and being so faithful and helping us build our team and to spread the word of Karatbars to everybody.
And thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna. If anybody else wants to say anything, say it now. Or otherwise, I'm gonna call it a wrap.
Karatbars rocks, baby! Woo!
Karatbars. Yes. Well, thank you so much, everybody, and everybody unmute themselves and say, "Have a great day and evening."
Have a great day and evening.
Have a great day and evening.
Hey, have a great day, guys.